Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto bread recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make 2-ingredient keto bagels. I love 2-ingredient recipes of any kind, but especially bread type recipes because they're minimal ingredients, they're quick, I don't have to wait for them to rise, I just mix, shape, bake, eat. So easy, love it. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put up videos, at least every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Line a large baking sheet with a silicone baking mat or parchment paper, then set it aside for a minute. In a large mixing bowl, combine 112 grams or around 1 cup of fine sunflower seed flour. As I always tell you guys, if you don't want to, you don't have to buy some specially made sunflower seed flour. You can make your own. I'll leave a link in the description on how to make your own in 5 minutes. The key is just to make sure that it is fine. You want it to be fine enough to go through a mesh strainer. Add 120 grams or around a half cup of plain Greek yogurt or sour cream. If you want to, you can add some dry seasonings or dry spices to give your bagel a little bit of flavor. If you want to make it more of a sweet bagel, you can add a little bit of sweetener. I'm just adding about a half tablespoon of instant dry yeast, just so that it gives it a little bit more of that yeasty flavor that you get in a traditional bagel, but you don't have to put any of that in if you don't want to. Stir everything together until everything is fully combined and a dough forms. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and push your dough to the center of the bowl. Then form the dough into a smooth ball. Knead the dough ball in your hands for about 2 minutes or until the dough is completely smooth and flexible. Form the dough back into a ball and divide it into 3 equal portions. Roll each portion into a smooth ball and place it onto your prepared baking sheet. Make sure you leave some space in between each one of the dough portions so you can shape each one of the bagels. Then use the palm of your hand and flatten the top of each one of the dough balls. You're wanting to make these into thick circles that are around 2 to 2.5 inches in diameter, or whatever size you're going to be wanting your bagels. These bagels don't expand very much. They expand a little bit, but not a whole lot. So for the most part, whatever size you flatten out the dough circles to, that's basically, for the most part, what size they're going to be when you take them out of the oven. Use your finger and poke a hole all the way through the center of each one of the dough portions so that you can make a bagel shape. Make sure when you're doing this that you poke the hole all the way through and make the hole wide enough so that it doesn't close up when the bagel is baking. So make a decent sized hole there. You can bake these just as they are, but if you're like me and you like to put a little bit of topping on your bagels, then brush each one of the bagels with a little bit of egg wash. Then sprinkle your desired toppings over the top of each one of the bagels. I'm using everything bagel seasoning, but you can use whatever seasonings you want. Place the bagels in your preheated oven. Bake at 375 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes or until the bagels are golden and a tester comes out clean. Once the bagels are done baking, remove them from the oven and allow them to cool on the pan for about 10 minutes so they can firm up. After about 10 minutes, transfer the bagels to a wire rack and allow them to cool completely before slicing them. When you're ready to eat the bagels, turn them on their side and cut them in half to create a top and a bottom. You can serve these at room temperature, or you can warm them in your microwave or in your oven. If you do want these toasted, it's probably best to toast them on the stovetop so they don't get stuck in your toaster. All you have to do is put them face down in a preheated skillet for about 2 to 3 minutes and they're toasted. You can serve these plain or with the spread of your choice. Alrighty, here we are with my lovely bagels. Aren't they looking yummy? I cut this one in half so you can hopefully see the inside. There's the inside of that. Look at that. It's got a nice crumb in it. It's nice and soft. Nice and flexible there. You don't have to worry about it crumbling on you. The bottom portion I toasted and I put cream cheese on that, so it is sturdy enough to hold your toppings. Yummy, yummy, tasty. These are small. As you can see, they're not gigantic bagels, so they are a little bit small, so they most likely will be too small for your toaster depending on what type of toaster you have. I have a toaster that's big enough for regular size bagels, so if I put this in the toaster, it's going to get stuck. So I just put it cut side down onto a dry preheated skillet on the stovetop, and I toasted it for about 2 minutes, and it was like perfect for me. As far as the inside texture, it's nice and moist, and it does have a tiny, tiny, tiny damp feel to it. Not the way it does when you're using xanthan gum in bread recipes, but just a tiny, tiny hint of moisture in there. But on the side that I toasted, after I toasted it, it's gone. It's not there at all. There's no moisture, and it didn't affect how it toasted. It still toasted just fine, had that nice little crusty little top that you can't see because it's underneath the cream cheese. But it did toast good. It toasted very nice on the stove top, and I got cream cheese on my thumb, but okay. But anyway, so it looks yummy, has a nice good texture, smells good. Let's see if it tastes good, right? That's good. Yeah, that's very good. There is a tiny, tiny hint of the sunflower seed taste to it. Just a tiny hint. It's not overpowering. And I think if I would have put some dry spices in it rather than just yeast only, it probably would have completely covered that up, because I've made other breads with sunflower seed flour, and I've always add dry seasonings, and it always covers up the sunflower seed taste. But even without the seasonings, I think that little hint of the sunflower taste actually tastes really good with this, especially because I'm using the everything bagel seasoning for the topping. You can do all kinds of stuff to this, whatever flavor you're wanting to make this. You can make it any flavor you want. You can make it sweet, you can make it savory, whatever you desire. It's very good. It is a thumbs up, and I've got cream cheese on my thumb, but it's still thumbs up. Good stuff. Yes, definitely. You can eat these immediately. If you do have any leftovers, allow them to cool completely and store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days, or in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 5 days, or store these in an airtight container in your freezer for up to 1 month. If you do freeze them, I suggest slicing them in the top and bottom portions before freezing them. That way, if you just want half of a bagel, you can just take the top or the bottom, then eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.